Tonight we will be installing this Hampton Bay St ceiling fan for a test, because that will, as long as it checks out, be the next ceiling fan that goes into the living room. So in order to do that, we got to take this down, and I'm only going to take this down temporarily because it's just going to go right back up eventually. That St. Clair is new old stock, and so I just want to set it up and let it run for a couple days so we can check for any kind of problems that might have arisen from it sitting. Mostly bad capacitors and or noisy bearings would be the two things that I think might surface. And water damage too, as we've seen with a couple of these fans. You never know how this new old stock stuff has been stored, and sometimes it's been in a damp basement, sometimes it's been a hot attic, and so it just it's of unknown condition, which is kind of counterintuitive for something new in the box, but that's just the way it be. So we got to check it, because putting it up down here and finding out there's a problem is annoying, but it will be a lot less annoying than putting it up on a 11-foot ceiling and then finding out that there's a problem. So we're gonna go with hopefully lesser of a problem situation here. This should come down pretty quick. It is a quick connect fan after all. And why there is a screw in here? It doesn't belong in there. You know, this bit box is not very good. Okay. That's kind of weird. I don't know, this must have been designed for people with tiny hands. I can't get those out of there. That's ludicrous. This will be a good test of the ceiling fan testing rig as well. See how the lighting is. I added that light there since the previous clip, and I think it does make a difference. But the question will be, especially with a darker colored fan, does it make enough of a difference? I tend to doubt it, but we'll see. It looks a lot better in the person. And we know that this is all off, so we can be kind of reckless here and it doesn't matter. Why that's all scratched up like that. Hopefully that didn't get like that during the setup. Maybe I really should have taken this down. Well, I do have a spare canopy from the other one. All right. Well, that did uninstall pretty quick. Okay, so now we got to open up this other fan here. I got so many cool fans here. It's great to finally start getting around to testing some of these and installing them around the house. Some of these I've been waiting for years to use. Okay, so we got blades look pretty good. I don't see any water damage there. It's kind of a long rod. Interesting. I would go with this, but we'll do this down here. Manual has seen better days. That's the polished brass one. That's really nice. I have a polished brass one, but it needs some help. It's got some trouble. I'm trying to think what went wrong. I think I tried to do a bearing replacement on it, and it just was catastrophic. 5. Nice light. Silica gel. That'll go good with lunch tomorrow. And I got 4 light shades. They're not broken. Okay. So the biggest curiosity is going to be, what are the bearings like? Ooh, that's nice. It's in really good shape. Bearings are quiet. So now what we got to do is we got to on it and let it run on full throttle for a couple days straight and make sure the bearings stay quiet. Because sometimes the bearings will get noisy over time, and that's no good. Although a bearing noise would be a lot less annoying than what we have upstairs right now. What's going on upstairs right now is a clicking kind of sound, and it's infuriating. I have also envisioned this particular fan above the island in the kitchen, so it might end up there at some point as well. So let's turn this over, see if we get any kind of information here. 2002, and the lead wires should, yeah, those will be long enough for the living room. So we don't have to play with the wiring at all, which is good. Now, just for the sake of not messing with so much stuff, I think I'm going to skip putting the canopies on for the test, because this stuff is very prone to get scratched up, and I don't want to put it through a second, an additional run that we don't need to put it through and risk any more damage. So we're just going to put the bracket on the ceiling. Actually, I probably could have just used the other one that was already there, but oh well. Yeah, actually, in hindsight, I really should have just used the other bracket that was already there. Okay, I'm going to slip this right back in here. Of course, we'll attach the canopy when it goes to the formal install in the living room. But we just don't need it right now. And since the rod's already attached to the ball with the short rod, well, that was stupid. We'll just go with the short rod. It's going to hang way too low in here no matter which rod we use, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Huh, that's not in the greatest of shape. The wire is yellowed at the tip. That's kind of weird. What's the problem here? Now, I'm sure we'll get all the commentary. Why don't you install a Casablanca? Well, because I think these are just as good, if not better. Because they cost a fraction of the price. There's no unreliable, annoying, beeping electronic control system. Nor is there a rubber flywheel that's under a lot of stress that will inevitably break at some point. And as far as power is concerned, these have a full 188 motor in there. It's got plenty of power, moves plenty of air. Yeah, I like them. They're just as good. That's my 2 cents. And of course, they came at a fraction of the price back in the day. These Hampton Bay fans, even these higher end models, were actually extremely economical. For example, this Cameron 2 Plus, the Pinnacle series, $199 back in 2010, which was a lot of money. So it's good stuff. This bracket is pretty much identical. It's made out of like some pot metal instead. I actually don't trust these brackets. I had one break once, not a Hampton Bay, but there was a video on that. This one seems to be okay. And I don't care about trying to be real careful with these wires, because if they break, then we just swap them out for a new one. It should be, that should come on this side here like this. Yeah, the set screw is not tight, but I don't care. It's just a test. It's not going to fall out the pins in there. The pin is doing a lot more than that set screw ever could. And since we're going to need this wire, We're not going to do any snipping. Just going to leave it up here. Actually, no, I need to kind of wind it up a little bit so it doesn't fall into the blades. Okay, that's good enough in the electrical department for me for a test. It's not visually appealing, but it doesn't need to be. Alright, everything's good and secure there. So now let's see what kind of blades we got to work with. We got two different finishes available. This is such a nice product for something sold in the 2000s. It's kind of weird to think that these traditional products really did disappear in my lifetime. And I remember in the early 2000s going to Home Depot and looking at the ceiling fan selection, and it was like there was just a bunch of nice fans there. Nowadays, you go and it's like nothing to look at. It's all just junk. Ugly, bland designs. Look at these blades. You can't beat it. Whoa. Those are nice. Really nice blades. That's like kind of antique oak, I think it is. And this is what they would call medium oak. So I think in this case this would look better. This is closer to what's in the living room, I think. I am big on saving packaging, but I'm not sure that this is really worth keeping because there's no way to reuse this. This must not have been an attic storage because these rubber bands would be just completely gone. And while this one is broken, it is largely still with us. That's nice. Yeah, I remember there was a pizza restaurant that we used to go to back in the 2000s that had 3 of these. They were, I believe they were the polished brass. Nice fans. Really nice. These are the metal ones. These are nice, high-end. They have a nice feel to them. Alright, so the motor screws, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then an extra. And these are the blade screws. So I believe the fiber washers go... Do they go in between the... No, it's already got the space there. I think that the picture shows them flush up against the blade, so the fiber washer must go in the back. Oh, I just realized this is not configured to work with the light. This is configured to be with no light. Alright, why this is not going on here? The AccuArm is not lining up right. Or does it not have that? It's got the... It's fake. There is no AccuArm. No, there isn't. That's kind of stinks. I like the AccuArm. Oh, I gotta play with this. It's not a... Oh boy. These blades are a little stuck. I think that they might have been put away a little too quick after the glazing process. This doesn't seem to be causing any kind of problems yet, but the potential was definitely there. Yeah, this would look really nice in the kitchen, I think. So we're going to test it without the light tonight. And if everything checks out good, then we'll play with the light, getting the light on there once I have it hanging in the living room. Because this light is extremely heavy. I would have to take it off to get it up the ladder comfortably anyways, because I don't really like working on ladders, and getting this up there is going to be a little bit challenging. Why is this not... I almost want to take the switch housing off, but that might be a little more challenging than it's worth. There's not a whole lot of space to work with to get the blades on. But at least this isn't those stupid concealed ones that require the switch housing to be taken off. Those to me are a pain in the neck. I can't wait to see these blades in the sunlight. I have to do a little bit of cleanup here or something. A couple marks on this one. Anything that's here is going to be a manufacturing defect though, because this is the blades were clearly never opened. Has such a nice finish on there. Really nice. Gonna have to remember to wipe this down every couple weeks, because once the dust starts to get on there, it'll cause the blades to get like a haze over them. These are nice wide blades too. I'm going to scoop a lot of air. Okay, just one blade left. It's got some excess plastic film on here. Look at that, just like $1 million Casablanca blade at 1/4 the price. Okay, there we go. Let's put one of these on there, and let's give this thing a test. That is a nice fan. A lot of intricate detail on the housing and on the irons. Very nice. Oh, I still haven't put a plug on this yet. I should have done that. I guess I'll do it now. Do I have any plugs in here? Do I have extension cord in here? I got nothing I need in here. Oh, I do have the extension cord. So I just need to get this plugged in here and then we can test it out. $118.5 the volts. Let's see if it's making contact. It is. Absolutely silent. No motor noise, no bearing noise. Already got notable airflow. And keep in mind too that the performance of these things will be hindered down here because of how close the blades are to the bottom of the beams. It's only going to get air on two sides of it. Yeah, it's already moving plenty of air. Okay, on that speed, since we will not be able to get the power information once I have it upstairs, let's get the power information now. 0.25 amps, 14 the watts with a power factor of 0.49. That's surprising. Huh. Okay, so the power factor is garbage on low. The medium. Still pretty much entirely inaudible. Very slight air noise underneath. Plenty of airflow. It's running very smooth. Power information is 0.39 amps, 34 the watts, with a power factor of 0.72. So at least it's improving. Okay, and the high. Still very quiet. Slight shake on high. Very powerful. Moving plenty of air on high. And it's still very, very quiet. Seems like the capacitor is good. That's running as fast as I would expect it to. Pretty good blade pitch. Actually, very good blade pitch. I always try to be so careful with the irons when I put them together that it seems like it's slightly out of clock. Not enough to really start playing with it, but it's not as perfect as I would have expected. I don't know if that's slight manufacturing error or if that's my fault as I put it together. I don't know. Yeah, this is going to move a lot of air once it's up on the high ceiling with the long down rod. And the image looks kind of dark on this camera. Very powerful and very, very quiet. Power information 0.56 amps, 66 the watts with a power factor of 1. Wow, I can feel the air rushing past even over here. Nice, very powerful. Just because we're doing a test, we're going to check the reverse and see if that works. Ow. It barely worked. Seems to be working. Tons of air coming around here. Alright, good. It's fully functional. That switch is very hard to operate. And as of now, it's working properly. So I'm gonna let this run on high for a couple days, and as long as everything checks out properly and it doesn't develop any bad sounds or anything like that, we'll try to get this up in the living room this weekend. And that's going to be a very challenging install. Not so much the assembly of the fan, but we need to check out the box, because with the way the different wiring issues are unfolding around here, I think at this point everything needs to be checked. And so before I hang a heavy fan like this, I want to check to make sure that the box is secured properly, because for all I know, it's not.